Hallo, guten Morgen. Welcome to Deutschland. In Germany, this is Bavaria. This is the heart of Bavaria. This is Munich. It is Christmas time in Europe yet again. And this will be part 3, I believe, for holidays in Europe. We've seen Krakow, we've seen Katowice, Prague, Tirana, and then last year, Budapest. So this time we're gonna hit up Munich, Germany. Check out some of the holiday sights and sounds, but first, a quick trip to the grocery store to get one of my favorites. Have to get it anytime you're in Germany. Coming back from Munich. Okay, well I didn't 100% find what I was looking for. I was looking for the frikadelle, which is like the little meatball patty, hamburger patty looking thing. Kind of tastes like a piece of meatloaf, but I found this instead with a Muller chocolate milk, always one of my favorites, a Coke Zero, and 2 Ritter Sport candy bars. Now these were only €1.11, which is about $1.25 or so. So a heck of a deal on those as we head into Christmas. The milk was 69 cents and the Coke Zero was 69, and that was like €2. So all told about €6, maybe $7.50 with the ridiculous exchange rate right now. But we got a pretty nice spot to sit here and enjoy it. Here we are mid-morning. I started to head down towards Marienplatz, which is like the main area of the old district here in Munich, and I forgot there is a pretty impressive cathedral just over there. I'm going to go that way first. Nice little festive outdoor seating garden area down here. We have walked to the church, and you get one tower visible against that bright blue sky there. This is the Frauenkirche, and we'll sneak around, see if we can't get a shot of both towers. The Augustiner restaurant, just after 11 a.m. A couple folks inside having a lager already. God, you gotta love Germany. There is the front view of the Frauenkirche with the 2 towers. Everything's going to be obstructed here by the tree limbs. Have been in there one time before. I think it was the spring of 2018 when cousin Jake and I had ventured in. My very first trip to Germany, as a matter of fact, was Munich. Been here a couple times since then, but have not been back to the Frauenkirche. We'll head to Marienplatz, but first, one more little cool holiday display up here. So you're looking at the Marienplatz entrance to the S-trams, the little trains that run through the city of Munich. You can actually go down underneath, walk underneath the streets, and get out to Marienplatz. We're going to walk along the streets, of course, so we can see some of the holidays, but there are several different entrances that go into this main area of the city to catch trams and buses and things such as that from here. We're at the Koffinger Street. We'll continue down this direction next. It's off the main pedestrian zone. The Galleria is in the festive spirit. Some cool little displays here. I like the one at the bottom. The bottom levels looks like a little pub. Quite a bit of shopping here midweek. If you look back at Marienplatz, this is kind of the main area of the historic center of Munich. Although Marienplatz itself, what you're looking at is a reconstruction. It was bombed out during World War II. There is a little Christmas market down here as well, which I walked through about 9 a.m. this morning. Nothing was really open, but now, just 2.5 hours later, it's about 11:30, it is buzzing. Lots of little crafts and trinkets and things such as that. Also your typical German style food. Bratwurst, Spätzle, you name it. Been in Germany for about 16 hours now and still haven't had a beer yet. Maybe later today. From Marienplatz. Now, just moments away from Marienplatz, I thought this would be the most expensive place in Munich to get a beer, and it very well could be. You have the Hard Rock Cafe, the world famous Hofbrauhaus here, and just across the corner there is an Augustiner pub. But actually not too bad. 4.5 euros for a pint at Augustiner. Hofbrauhaus even is ridiculously overpriced as it is in Las Vegas, where it is 20 euros for a liter. Here only 9 euros for a liter. And the Eyinger little restaurant here is 5.5 for a pint. So not as bad as what I was thinking prices might be. But I'm going to head through the English Garden and take us somewhere that I've been on several occasions in Munich, and we'll have a beer out there for much, much more affordable prices. We'll continue through the garden here in Munich. Just inside the courtyard of the theater and museum, you have this small little Christmas market. I walked through here earlier in the morning, about 9 a.m., maybe even a little bit before that, and most of the places were not even quite open yet, but now they are open and no shortage of folks out here. On the way to the English Garden, we found this one, so we stopped off to say hello and take a photo. Well, maybe a 5-minute walk beyond that small little Christmas market in the courtyard by the theater and the museum, we have the Hofgarten. And the Hofgarten is between the garden and the large building behind the trees there is the largest memorial, I'm pretty certain, in Munich. I don't know about all of Germany, but to veterans of war and war heroes. Obviously here in the middle of December, a little bit barren on the trees and bushes, but no shortage of people out enjoying this unseasonably warm day. Although much nicer in the sunshine compared to the shade. 1615, 400 years ago to you and I, there is the memorial building, and the English Garden will be to the left and a little bit further. Now we are well into the English Garden. Englischer Garten, as it's colloquially pronounced here in Germany. That little area that I showed with the rapids and the small little waterfalls, in the summertime, people will actually take the tubes and rafts and float through that area. Also in summertime, when the weather is really warm, you'll see people out here and they will sunbathe with no clothes on. Always kind of a culture shock, especially for people from the United States, if they see people out in the buff. Hell, you might see it today. It's warm enough. Grass still rather green here in mid-December, but quite barren on the trees. We'll continue through the garden and make our way into a neat little part of the city, which has one of my favorite little pubs in it. And by the time we get there, it'll be well into the afternoon from the English Garden. Continuing through the park. Boy, I do get lucky on some of these days weather-wise. I mean, that blue sky, just magnificent. Hugging the left side of the park, that's where we'll empty out up here another, 3/4 of a mile, maybe a kilometer. A lot of times I get asked, what do I like about Europe better than home in the United States, and vice versa? What do you like better about the US and you do about Europe? And that's could be a pretty fun list to make one day. But as I'm walking through the park now, after 2 coffees, a Coke Zero, a water, and my chocolate milk, boy, I really need a bathroom, a toiletten. Here in Germany, it's called a toiletten. And that is one thing I will forever love about the US is you can just duck into a restaurant, a McDonald's, any grocery store, anywhere, and find a toilet. Here, if you can find one, consider yourself lucky. But then anywhere from 50 cents to €1 in order to use it. And right now I can't find one, nor do I have 50 cents or €1 on me. So we're gonna walk faster. Lovely setting here, lovely setting. And if it gets too bad, we might have to start running like that guy. From the English Garden. Every time I come to Munich. Oh, after visiting the regular bar that we hit up here in Munich, back down by the train station, the Bahn station, is a little Christmas market set up. I was looking for a beer. Most of it is Glühwein, which is the mulled spiced wine, warm wine. I don't like wine, period, so I don't think I'm going to have that. But I think I'm going to maybe roll back into the city. There must be dozens of Christmas markets scattered throughout Munich. This is just another one. Some big, some small. This one relatively local for the neighborhood. But let's roll back into the train station and head back to the city. All right, a 6-minute tram ride, and we are heading back down towards Marienplatz. Maybe Hofbrauhaus, or somewhere in that neighborhood. Let's go. There is the theater. You saw that earlier this morning. 4 p.m. right now. A lot different than summertime when it gets dark at 9 or 9:30. Here, 4:30. All right, we've made it back down to Hofbrauhaus and the Hard Rock Cafe. I think I'm going to try the local. the Augustiner. Across the street, let's go for a pint. One thing you have to get used to in Europe, if you have to use the toiletten, you're going downstairs.